Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Daily Crypto Byte. It's going to be a solo edition today with Monty out getting his some extra capital so he can buy crypto from those trading cards over at one of those very large and significant conferences today. But we're going to be going through Bitcoin and Ethereum, and specifically I want to talk about the options expiration that occurred earlier this morning because typically we talk about max pain and institutions trying to push price kind of towards that max pain threshold to minimize their option losses when hedging. And so interesting point was that max pain point was precisely 35K. So why don't we jump into that and explain more? So as we can see, max pain for these July option expiries was 35K. And we did slip about $1,000 as those settled at around 4 a.m. this morning Eastern time. We had about 41,000 in total on Deribit, 22,000 of which were calls and the rest were puts. As we had said earlier, these expiries have gained prominence in the sense that we want to pay attention to them because cryptocurrencies kind of have been gravitating towards that max pain point leading up to settlements and then seeing notable directional activity post expiration. That is the point at which the strike price, the most options have expired worthless, and sellers, typically institutions, try to push prices closer to the max pain points to minimize their losses. So overall, what does this mean for us and what does this mean for the cryptocurrency market collectively? Well, I think that this kind of suits our thesis in the sense that there probably will be a little less sell pressure, at least going into the next couple weeks here. Personally, I do think we've hit a bottom, and this TD sell 9 that we got yesterday was definitely a warning shot for the bulls, especially with declining volume coming up against a very strong resistance level being 40K or 42K. And so what we've been talking about and what we've kind of been forecasting is some type of regression here to the moving average before a continuation of that bull trend. If we get a couple more days of neutral to sideways consolidation, I think that this bull flag type pattern here could be very viable within the next couple days. So essentially, that's how I'm choosing to play the market in this particular instance. But why don't we go and morning, guys. Looking at the questions, appreciate it. Good morning to all the viewers out there. Appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into some Ethereum analysis because it's pretty similar to Bitcoin in that regard. But let's go back to the charts. So taking a look at ETH, we can see that our RSI is coming down just a little bit. We're hitting some critical levels with that TD9. The one notable thing that I think is interesting is that this moving average is a lot closer to price in Ethereum when compared to Bitcoin. So we may see support kick in at 2,100 as opposed to, say, 2,000 on a potential retest. So definitely watch out for that. But that's kind of how the way I'm going to be playing it. As for like Doge of the day today, there are not a whole lot that I like or that I'm looking at particularly. I would like to see a reaction rally in Bitcoin off of one of these support levels with a bullish engulfing candle before looking at any short-term trades. However, that's very different from something like a long-term trade. So one thing that I like, at least in these market conditions, is when we are weak or neutral in Bitcoin in the large caps, I like to look for assets that are still remaining resilient in the midst of an overall market that is kind of weak overall and is not trending. So this one has really surprised me a lot, being Chia. You guys have known I've talked about this one quite a bit now, but we're actually starting to see prices do things that haven't really occurred before. We really haven't had 5 candles being on the sequential indicator ever here. We've never had the sequential setup phase get that far for Chia. Also, we've never had the RSI create a nice failure swing in the sense that we've broke above our previous higher high here and have created a new higher high in the RSI. But more importantly than the technicals, in my opinion, with this particular one, has to do with volume. I think the volume is very interesting on Chia over the last 24 hours here because it's doing $40 million in volume over a 24-hour period with a market cap of only roughly $100 to $200 million. And so if you compare that with a lot of other assets with a market cap, typically we only see volumes less than 10 million, usually less than 5 million in the 24-hour period. You definitely can find many examples of that. So the fact that we're getting volume and we got some solid fundamentals and price is finally turning up. I went ahead and I bought some of this morning. And so basically what I'm looking for as a short-term take profit is a return to this moving average now that we've got some actual bullish volume that's came in. But that's going to be the one that I'm watching today and probably going to be continuing to buy for the foreseeable future here. But with that being said, I miss my friends. They're not here today. So I'm sorry we could not consult with Dr. J or Monty about some of those options expirations and crypto trades and what they may have been looking at in terms of volume plays for Doge of the day. But don't forget, if you're looking for a new place to trade crypto or just earn more interest on your crypto, don't forget that this program is sponsored by Voyager. You can use the promo code REBEL25 when you sign up for Voyager to get $25 free in Bitcoin when you fund the account with over $100. And we appreciate that, guys. Also, if you'd like to learn more and get more insights and investment reports on some of these assets we talk about in the daily crypto bites, feel free to go to marketrebellion.com/try crypto, and you can try our crypto trading room for just $1. Monty and I are in there pretty much 24/7, except for the wee hours of the nights. But if you ever want education, that's something that we're continually providing and expanding on. But with that being said, thank you all for watching this morning. Please leave your questions below, and we'll see you soon.